We are sure that you will be thoroughly enjoying this next part on our program this afternoon, a modern-day drama. Please be mindful that no one is allowed on or around the stage to take pictures during the drama. Although video recorders and other cameras are permitted, if operated from your seat, please be considerate of others by not blocking their view. And please, do not use flash or any other form of electronic lighting. No cameras or recording devices are to be connected to the electrical or sound systems at the convention, nor should equipment be placed in aisles or in traffic areas. In today's world, many people feel unloved. Yet, love is vital for our happiness and well-being. What has happened to love? And how can we cultivate this special quality? The drama we are about to see holds the answer. Brother Michael Stauffer from the Lewisberry, Pennsylvania congregation and his cast have been practicing for months and are now ready to present the drama, What is True Love?
On that universally hot topic, what is true love? We're back now with Lucy and Jason. Thank you for staying on the line. So let me ask your opinion, Jason. The latest polls show that divorce remains common, and more couples are skipping marriage altogether. What's behind all that, do you think?
It always boils down to money.
Money? I don't think so. It's because men don't know what true love is.
And women do? Right.
Hold on now. Are you saying no one knows what true love is?
I know. All women do. It's in our genes. It's a sixth sense.
Nonsense. Nobody knows what true love is.
Okay, let's put that question to the rest of our listeners. What is true love? Does anyone really know? Our lines are open.
Hey, Liz.
Hey.
I see you wherever I...
bus?
You first.
I said, is this where you normally catch the bus?
No, not really. I stayed around to talk to the coach. Football coach. I used to play. Anyway, I missed my bus, so I figured I'd walk home. Maybe I should start driving my car to school.
Don't you still play football?
I played at my old school. The coach here wanted me to play too. He said maybe I could even make captain. I started, but then I stopped.
How come?
Well, my folks, I mean. They want me to stay away from after-school stuff now. You know.
Uh-huh.
I keep bumping into you all over the place. At school, down at the Kingdom Hall, but I've never got to talk to you. I guess that's, like, just part of being the new guy in the congregation.
So, you're not going out for football?
Nah, you should have seen the coach's face. He was beet red. I didn't even dare to bring up the thing about religion.
What did you tell him?
I told him I had to make something up. So I told him my parents want me to focus on my schoolwork this year.
Are you?
I'm trying. Trying and doing are two different things, right?
Zach, is it true that you climbed the water tower at your old school and...
Who told you that?
Everybody's heard about it. Somebody even took a picture of you up there.
Man, you can't keep anything secret.
So it's true. Why did you do it?
Nobody thought I could do it.
But it got you in trouble.
It was so worth it. So, what are you going to do after graduation? Any plans? Big ideas?
I want to pioneer.
Oh. Anything else? Career goals?
That is my main goal. How about you?
I don't know. I want a nice life. You know, good job, family, cool vacations. I guess I just want what everybody else does. To enjoy life as much as I can. And maybe pioneer.
You've got to get baptized first.
Don't rush me. I'm working on it.
Seriously, Zach. Do you really want to get baptized?
Sure I do. I'm going to try to get through this year and then take the plunge.
Hey, Zach. Zach.
Hey, what?
You forgot your... Whoa. Your stuff.
What stuff?
Your gear, man. The coach said to tell you to clear out your locker now. You better come on. I mean, he is really mad.
All right, I'm coming. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Sorry about that.
Okay, I've still got my other arm. Are you doing what I think you're doing?
Doing what, Megan?
Hitting on the new guy, Zach?
No way. It's like the other way around. Besides, he's not even baptized.
So, he's the guy all the girls in the circuit are drooling over, and he'll get baptized soon.
How do you know?
Liz, open your eyes. Girls in the truth outnumber guys 5-1. Do the math. That means for every brother there are 5 sisters.
That's not true. Who told you that?
I don't remember. Somebody. But think about it. Zach's the best catch out there. Who else is there around here anyway? John?
Megan, give him a break. John's a nice guy.
John? Are you serious? He is so not cool. I bet he doesn't have a single piece of designer clothing.
You are so mean.
So what? It's true. Who would ever want to date him?
Is dating all you ever think about?
Look, John will always be socially challenged. He has no ambition to improve his life. He spends all his time preaching, riding around on that stupid bicycle. And who else is out there for us anyway?
There are good brothers out there. But what's the rush?
Listen, Lizzie, I know you don't mind showing up late for everything. But remember, there's a marriage market. You get there late, and you'll be stuck with a guy no one wants.
Stop it, Megan. You shouldn't get married just because other people are doing it. Look at all the problems they have, even divorce. I want to be happy. I want to find true love.
That's nice. If you don't want Zach, just say so. I know somebody who'll take him off your hands in a heartbeat.
Megan, Zach hasn't taken a stand for the truth, and he still thinks and acts like he hasn't.
He'll change.
What makes you so sure?
I could change him.
Megan, this is not about changing what's on the outside, like changing clothes. You can't make someone change inside. They have to change because they love Jehovah.
You obviously underestimate me.
Why do you always have to be so sarcastic?
Get over it. It's my trademark.
Oh, man, just missed it. I told her to wait.
Hey, man, what gives? Are you after her?
Maybe. Kinda.
Forget it. She's way out of your league.
I can get her.
How come you only want what you can't get?
What makes you think I can't?
Isn't she, like, really religious?
Yeah? Well, so am I.
Come on. Since when?
My folks go to the same congregation she does.
You? Religious? That's hard to picture. All you ever talk about is money and sports.
Well, start picturing it.
You know, sometimes I feel like I need to get more in touch with my spiritual side.
Then why don't you come to our congregation? Maybe something will click.
Nah, I'm not that interested. Besides, I already go to a church. But I'll say this much for Liz. She did a cool presentation in history class. I had to admire how your people in Germany stood up to those Nazis.
I gotta go, man.
Okay. Hey, some of the guys are going to play ball at the park this weekend. You coming?
When?
Saturday morning, about 10.
I'm supposed to go out in service.
In what?
Never mind. That's cool. I'll be there.
So now we welcome Brother Johnson to the platform. The theme of his talk is Love Identifies the True
Megan,
Christian
the meeting's starting. What could possibly be so important?
I need to talk to you about Zach.
Right now?
I saw you talking. Again.
Isn't that how we're supposed to welcome people who move in? We always talk.
So I've noticed. for months.
Shh, quiet down.
What made you change your mind about him? Let me guess. He's cute, he's smart, he's the most popular guy in school, and he's showering you with attention.
What exactly are you saying?
Look, Liz, I don't want to put my nose where it doesn't belong, but a lot of people are talking about you two.
Wouldn't it be nice if people would just mind their own business? I'm going back inside.
Listen, everybody sees you making eyes at each other. I just don't want you to get hurt.
Hurt? How?
Well, for one thing, he's just not that interested in you.
Really? So what does this text message mean? And I've got 100 more like it, plus emails.
I hate to break it to you, but you're not the only one. Here, look what he sent me. And I was talking to Zoe.
So we see that true
Wait a
Christian
minute.
love
Here he comes.
is deeper than what many people
Hey, what's going on out here? What's with all the heavy conversation?
Oh, nothing. I just came out to get a drink.
You don't have to run off.
No, that's okay. You two probably have lots of things to talk about. Bye.
What was that all about?
Zach, is it true that you text and email other girls?
Whoa, do I detect a bit of jealousy here? What's wrong with being friendly with people?
Do you have any idea what you're doing to their emotions? And to mine?
Come on, Liz. I told them I'm just a friend, and they shouldn't expect more.
What about us, Zach? Are we just friends, too?
No, I mean, Liz, listen. I really like you, but I've got a lot of things to do before I get serious.
What things? What about your spiritual goals?
Spiritual goals?
Yes, like attending BSCC.
What's BSCC?
The Bible School for Christian Couples. We talked about doing that too, remember?
Oh, yeah. Nah, you wouldn't want to do that.
How do you know?
I mean, after that school, don't you have to go wherever they send you? Man, you'd lose all your freedom.
You call and text and email me for months, and now you say you don't want to give up any of your freedom?
No, that's not what I meant. Come on, Liz, take it easy.
We've got to get back inside. We're missing the talk.
Okay. I just need a drink of water. Nice hair.
You don't look so bad yourself, you know.
Oh, Jehovah, help me not to make a mistake.
Lizzie, are you all right?
I'm good.
You don't look very good, honey.
Is it that obvious?
Does it have anything to do with Zach? What's going on, Lizzie?
I wish I knew.
Can we talk about it?
Well, I never thought I'd feel like this. When Zach and his family moved into our congregation, I knew he wasn't baptized, but a few months ago he started calling and writing me.
About what?
Just little things. What he's doing, jokes, stuff like that. Pretty soon we were talking or texting every day, and it got more and more personal.
Did he write dirty things?
No, I would have stopped it. But we even talked about maybe getting married.
Lizzie, that's basically dating, you know. Why didn't you tell us before?
He kind of grew on me. It felt good to get all that attention. Before I knew it, I started feeling like I needed to be with him.
Lizzie, both of you are still in the bloom of youth, the first rush of sexual attraction. Do you really think either of you is ready for marriage?
Well, I suppose not.
Honey, even if you were, what about Zach? Can you honestly see him as your spiritual head? Would he really take the lead spiritually in your family? If he's not ready for that, you just couldn't have a truly happy marriage.
He's still not even baptized.
He says he has to get ready for life in the real world first. I asked him if he really believes that this old world is passing away.
Liz, you really need to keep praying about this. If Zach is so indecisive about his relationship with Jehovah, how can you be sure about his relationship with you?
I know, but we're not supposed to be critical of people, are we?
The time to keep your eyes open to a potential mate's faults is before marriage, not after. After marriage, you would have to live with him.
Yes, dear. Shrewd is the girl who has seen the calamity and has concealed herself.
But if after marriage you're supposed to be forgiving and overlook faults, why not before? I mean, if you love each other, can't you make it work?
Sweetie, it's easier to make it work when you marry wisely. Zach's not baptized, but you are. You need to be honest with yourself about whether a relationship with him would make it easier or harder for you to serve Jehovah.
And remember, getting physical makes it harder to be honest with yourself. When you start touching, you stop thinking.
I know.
Liz, in the end, you'll have to decide whom you will marry. We want to help you make wise decisions, decisions that'll make you, your children, and even your grandchildren happy now and in the new world.
Mom, Dad, I know you're telling me all this because you love me. But when I see other girls with their boyfriends, I wish I had that too. I just feel so alone.
That's only natural, dear. But the worst kind of loneliness is being married to someone who doesn't share the things closest to your heart, things involving Jehovah. He has to be the third chord in your relationship from the beginning. That's how it was for Brother and Sister Fields, you know. They've always been a good example for your dad and me. You should ask them sometime about their marriage.
And sweetie, for family worship this week, let's go back over some of the articles on marriage in our publications. Maybe they'll mean even more to you now.
Okay.
We have confidence in you, Liz. We know you'll make good decisions. Always keep Jehovah in the picture. Pray to him and think about how the decisions you make now will affect your future.
Great teams. Now as the kickoff starts the second half, we're seeing some very good passes.
My parents keep telling me to think about who Zach really is, not who I want him to be.
I know how he really is. He's gorgeous. Not like some people. Ugh, speaking of some people, here comes John.
Hi, girls. Liz, I thought you might be looking for this.
Oh, John, thank you so much. I've been looking all over for it.
Hi, John.
Are you coming to the gathering?
Yes, but I'll be a little late.
You? Late? Why?
I promised Brother and Sister Fields I'd help them get their computer going.
Aw, that's so nice of you. Don't worry, we'll save you some food.
Thanks. Well, I'd better get to class. Don't want to be late.
Take care.
Bye. Man, see what I mean? He'd come late to a party to work on somebody's computer. Mr. Geek from Geek Universe.
Did you forget how he fought his way into the truth with his whole family against him?
What's with all this defending John? I thought you liked Zach.
I'm not defending him.
Lizzie, I'm telling you, you don't know how good you've got it with Zach.
But he's not baptized. Besides, my parents don't think I'm ready for dating and marriage.
My mom's fine with my getting married. Isn't that what the Bible says to do? So you don't burn with passion?
Yeah, but it also says if you're past the bloom of youth.
I'm no little kid. I know what I want. And I don't intend to get to the market late and miss out.
Just what makes you think I'm gonna miss out?
Well, for one thing, look at your clothes.
So, you think I should start showing more curves and skin, like you do?
Look, when you start buying my clothes, you can tell me how to dress, okay?
Do you want to wind up married to someone who loves you as a person, or who's only interested in your body?
Do you want to stay single forever?
Better to be single and happy than married and miserable.
Dr. Burks? Dr. Tom Burks, you have a call waiting on line 2.
It's nice of you to come here with us, Liz.
Oh, and congratulations. We heard you started auxiliary pioneering.
Thanks, Sister Fields.
I remember when we first served your congregation in the circuit. You couldn't have been more than 4 years old.
We fell in love with you. Your mom was tired after the meeting, but you dragged her out in service anyway, saying, I love talking to people about Jehovah.
Hard to believe you've grown so much. How's everything going?
Pretty good.
That bad, eh? Do you feel like talking about it?
I guess maybe that would be good. It's about Zach. I stopped seeing him. But he's been hard to get over, especially when I see him hanging out with Megan now. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever feel that way about anyone again.
Of course you will, Lizzie, dear. Jehovah is very kind. He created our hearts to heal. Besides, it's not necessarily a failure when a romance doesn't work out. It might even be a success.
Oh, yes. We're both so glad we didn't marry any of our first heartthrobs. We thank Jehovah every day that we found each other. See that? That's the smile that won my heart.
Wow. True love. But how do you know when it's real?
That's a good question, Liz. Physical attraction and even strong feelings are not enough. There has to be a solid foundation for feelings, or they will fade away.
Yes. It takes time to see a person's true colors and to figure out your own feelings. You've got to get past that initial rush of emotions and find out if this person really fears Jehovah and lives for him.
Yes. Charm may be false, and good looks may be vain, empty, with boys too. It's the inner person, the secret person of the heart that you have to live with. Many people get fooled by what a person appears to be on the surface. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Then how can you know what someone is really like?
First, pray about it. Then talk. And while you're getting to know someone, safeguard your heart. You've got to hold back from falling in love until you know whether you'll bring out the best in each other.
That's the kind of person I need.
For sure. But don't think just about what you need and what you want. What does the other person need? True love isn't just about getting. True love is about sharing and giving. If people don't have that kind of love for each other, they shouldn't get married.
Lizzie, the Bible says that you must love your mate. So look for someone who's easy to love. Love should make you happy. If it doesn't, something's wrong. Remember, the blessing of Jehovah makes rich, and he adds no pain with it. A true companion is loving all the time, not on again, off again.
But isn't it normal for a couple to argue, especially at first?
Not really. In the movies, relationships start out rocky, and then the couple fall in love and live happily ever after. In real life, happy marriages grow out of good friendships. Of course, no two people agree on everything, But true love is comfortable. You can live with it.
I want my marriage to be happy.
It should be. But to be happy in marriage, first, you need to be happy as a single person. And you don't have to pretend. True happiness is like true love. It can't be faked. It comes from serving Jehovah and others.
We had a big advantage. We were in the same congregation, so we could watch each other at close range without getting involved romantically right away. We knew each other's family and how we each treated them.
I got to know Priscilla's mother and grandmother. And I'll tell you a little secret. She's a lot like both of them.
Oh, you?
No, that's a good thing. They were both wonderful people, like you.
Paul's always been very romantic, you know. He even sings to me sometimes. But it takes more than romance. Before we got married, I asked him to promise me he'd read the Bible with me every day.
And I've kept that promise. Haven't I, sweetheart?
You see, Lizzie, a man like Paul is worth waiting for. I'll never forget the time he was rushing out, but stopped to pick a rose for me from the garden. Can you imagine? My punctual Paul made himself late and bloodied his thumb, too.
Brother Fields, you're awesome. Priscilla, where am I going to find another one like him?
Well, this one's pretty special, all right. But there are other good brothers. Nobody's perfect, of course, so there are no perfect marriages. But a marriage doesn't have to be perfect to be happy.
I don't want to settle for just anybody.
You shouldn't. Remember how much you love to talk to people about Jehovah. You need someone who will help you to do that, not hinder you.
So pray, 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 incessantly, and be patient. You never know what good things Jehovah will provide. You know Jack and Linda?
Sure, you mean that nice pioneer couple from Northside.
Well, they've just been accepted to attend the Bible School for Christian couples.
That's great. I would love to do that.
Priscilla Fields, the doctor will see you now.
Oh, that's us. Liz, if you see John, would you please let him know where we went? He offered to run some errands for us.
Sure.
Thanks for coming, Lizzie. And please, stay happy.
I will. Oh, hi, John.
Hi, Liz. How's Priscilla?
They just went into the doctor to find out.
Oh, I wanted to get back before they went in.
You know what Paul just told me? Jack and Linda from the Northside congregation are going to BSCC.
Bible school for Christian couples? Really? That's great. I brought these for Priscilla.
They're beautiful.
She won't mind my sharing one with you. Ouch!
Oh, careful. Here's a tissue.
I guess I better go in. I want to be there when they come out. I guess I'll see you later?
See you later.
Stop! My parents are going to see us.
Why did you have to go and tell them about us anyway?
Oh, so now it's your business what I tell my parents?
Are you just trying to get me in trouble? Even after I bought you that bracelet?
You're a mess. They're going to know we were... Here, let me.
Do you two know what time it is?
I'm sorry, Tony. We were having such a nice time, we lost track.
Oh, it's perfectly all right, Zachary, dear. Did you both have fun?
Yeah, it was great. Okay, well, good night, everybody.
Good night, Zachary. Come back soon.
Bye, Zach. I guess I'd better get some sleep. Good night.
Good night, dear. I'm so glad you had such a good time. Isn't it sweet to see the two of them together? He's so good-looking and so athletic.
At this rate, we'll be paying for a wedding soon. At least they won't have to worry about money. Zach will probably take over his father's sporting goods business one day.
Yes, and he'll be getting baptized one of these days, and they'll have a big, beautiful wedding and be a perfect little family.
What? Zach's not baptized?
You knew that. What's the problem?
I forgot.
What? What are you thinking? He's a publisher, isn't he? And he's usually at the meetings and out in service on Saturday, unless he has a game.
Listen, Helen, this changes things. If he's not baptized and we condone their courtship, I could lose my privileges, few as they are.
What are you suggesting? That she break it off with Zach?
Calm down, Helen. People in the past had to do even more. In Ezra's day, the men who married unbelievers had to send their wives away.
How could you even think such a thing? Have you no concern at all for your daughter's feelings?
It won't hurt her to wait a while. Once Zach gets baptized, they can get married, all right?
That's just like you.
Helen.
You never liked him from the beginning, did you?
Helen.
Don't talk to me. If you don't support her, you'll wind up pushing her right out of the truth.
What are you here for?
To keep you from doing something you'll regret. I saw you and Zach kissing in the school hallway.
So? We're planning to get married.
Married? Before he even gets baptized?
He will soon. Besides, it's my best chance to get out of this crazy house.
Megan, be realistic. What guarantee do you have that he'll ever get baptized?
I just know.
And if it doesn't turn out like you expect, then what? You can't just throw him away like a candy wrapper.
Ha! Like I would throw away somebody that cute.
Megan, where is Jehovah in this picture? Have you really been praying about all of this? And waiting for Jehovah's answer?
Zach is the answer to my prayers. You're just jealous.
But you two are always arguing. That's no basis for a happy marriage.
Relationships always start that way.
That's only in the movies. In real life, you need to be able to talk out your differences calmly.
Look, I already told you, I can change him.
Well, you haven't had much success yet.
What gives you the right to tell me what to do?
Megan, get a grip on yourself. Do you want to marry an immature boy who only wants to play? Or a spiritually mature man? Think about what you're getting yourself into.
I know what I'm doing. I'm not marrying some socially backward loser.
Do you want to be married to a spiritual loser? Think about how your decisions will affect your future.
All I see is a wonderful future with Zach. And I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to listen to anybody.
Roxanne Bradford, talking about her book on modern marriage. So let's continue taking your questions on this ever-popular topic. Okay, caller, could you give us your name, please?
You can call me Mary. Miss Bradford,
What would you say about a husband who doesn't do anything with his wife and family, but spends all his free time playing or watching sports?
So, Mary, how long has he been treating you this way?
Since before we were married, 10 years ago.
It sounds like your husband may have deep, unresolved issues that are affecting his view of your relationship.
But what can I do about it?
Maybe nothing. But you don't have to keep putting up with him forever either.
So, what are you saying?
I'm saying that you can leave him. Or tell him he has to leave. Tell him it's over.
Liz, honey, were you listening to this? Uh-oh. Did I leave that on the floor? I'm sorry.
That's okay. We've been married long enough for me to get used to it, right?
I'll put it with the laundry. But we need to get going.
I'm sorry. I'm still a little sleepy after that long trip. Do you remember where Mom and Dad meet for field service these days?
It's clear in Brentwood, and we need to be there in an hour. We want to set a good example as special pioneers.
Don't worry. I'll be ready. Here, let me. Okay, now you're handsome.
Thanks.
What about me? Do you still think I'm beautiful?
You get more beautiful every day, and I love you. But we really need to get going.
Okay. I'll be ready when you are. John, you won't believe who sent us an email.
Come on, sweetie. We don't have time for email right now.
It's from Megan.
Megan? Where's she been? It's been years.
The way she acted the last time I saw her, I'm surprised she's writing at all.
What does she say?
Dear Liz and John, I hope you're having a good time in your assignment.
I still regret not making it to your wedding. Things were pretty intense then, and they still are. Zach Jr. just started school. And did you hear that I had another baby? Christy just turned 6 months. She stays with Mom while I'm at work. So as you can imagine, I have my hands full. Anyway, I know it may sound strange, considering, but there's something I really need to talk to you about. As an old friend. If you still consider me a friend.
Please, let me know ASAP, Megan. Then her phone number.
That sounds to me like a cry for help.
I feel so sad for her. She was in such a rush to get married.
And by the time her father tried to reason with her, her heart was already too involved.
I'm so glad nobody pressured us to marry, or not to marry.
Too bad Megan didn't listen to the elders' good advice. To do things Jehovah's way.
John, I want to go into town and see Megan after lunch. I can check up on Brother and Sister Fields while I'm over there, too.
Good idea. I can go on that Bible study with your dad, and then meet you back here for dinner.
I'll call Megan and see if we can meet up somewhere. John, I'm afraid of what else I might find out. She didn't even mention Zach. What could she possibly want? Megan?
Liz!
Wow, I almost didn't recognize you.
Huh? You mean I've gotten fat?
No, that's not what I meant.
Don't worry. It's true. It's part of my new lifestyle. Here, light and sweet, the way you used to like it. Please, sit down.
It's still my favorite. Thanks.
So how are you? How are things with you and John?
Fine. We're really enjoying our assignment.
Sounds like you got your perfect little marriage, Liz.
I can't say our marriage is perfect, Megan. We have our little issues. But that's all they are. I'm still trying to get him to pick up his clothes, neat freak that I am, And he's still trying to get me not to be late all the time.
Well, I'm glad to hear John's so easy to live with, Liz. I wish I could say the same for Zach. He really gets on my nerves.
John does little things that get on my nerves, too. But when that happens, I say a prayer and try to apply 1 Corinthians 13. You know, love does not become provoked or keep account. It endures all things.
Liz, my problems are far worse than yours. Zach hasn't been to a meeting in months. He's become the most selfish man I know. When he's not working overtime or on the computer, he's either off playing some game with Rod or slouched on the sofa watching one on TV. And when I remind him that I'm still part of his life, he gets all defensive. We live separate lives. I have mine, and he has his. Basically, his second childhood.
Can't you spend some time together each day, just to talk?
Just to talk? Ha! That's a good one. Is this a conversation? What's for dinner? Did you pick up the mail? By the way, this weekend Rod and I are going fishing, bowling, sailing, hunting. You name it!
Megan...
He's only interested in his business and sports. I never know when or even if he's going to be home for dinner. I used to leave the food on the table and let it get cold. I don't even bother doing that anymore. If I could just count on his being home one night a week, I'd be satisfied.
Megan, I'm sorry that this has happened.
It's not your fault. I should have listened to you. Now look at me and Zach. We have no give and take, no joy, no love. We just go through the motions. We're like bad roommates. How would you like to live that way? You're still picking up after me.
Zach never got baptized, did he?
He's always had some excuse. And if I even mention it, he yells at me and says I'm sarcastic like my mother. Remember how everyone was wowed by his stupid stunt on the water tower? I thought that took guts. Here was a person who was brave. But he's not brave. He's nothing more than a flat, bland, self-centered, uninteresting, sports-obsessed juvenile.
Meg, maybe you should think about how you talk to Zach. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. If you use sarcasm, even to defend yourself, you could be alienating him. A word causing pain makes anger come up.
He never takes me anywhere anymore. And he never helps me with anything, not even with the kids. How can I feel love for him?
Megan, you can't just demand that Zach change. You have to do your part too. You have to show faith and act according to Jehovah's principles, not just on emotion.
That's easy for you to say. Your marriage happened to turn out good. In my case, I'd like to walk away from the whole mess.
Do you think Zach has been unfaithful to you?
How do I know he hasn't? He says such mean things. He hurts my feelings all the time.
Meg, try to turn your thoughts in a more positive direction. What do you want most to see happen? For Zach to show you more consideration and attention? For him to come into the truth?
I just want a little happiness for a change. Is that too much to ask? All the books on relationships and all the experts on TV say I deserve it. And they say I still have time to find my soulmate. But if I don't do something now, I'll be the unhappiest woman in the world by the time I'm 30. I have to go.
Why?
I have an appointment with a divorce lawyer.
Megan, don't do anything rash. Jehovah hates a divorce. Please, let me help you. Let the elders help you.
There's nothing anyone can do. Dad was right in not coming to the wedding. I realize now that I don't love Zach, and I don't have to put up with him anymore. Even my mother's been telling me that.
Megan, you've been reading the wrong books, watching the wrong shows, and listening to the wrong advice.
I think I married the wrong person. There were a lot of other guys who liked me, and they treated me nice. If I weren't stuck with Zach, I could be with one of them. In fact, one of them just contacted me on the internet.
Meg, please, don't let yourself even think such thoughts. You made a vow before Jehovah. Zach is your husband, your children's father. You can't just throw all of that away.
Really? Well, try living with someone who doesn't love you. When you've experienced that, come back and we'll talk.
Megan, you forgot your mirror. Brother and Sister Fields?
Oh, come in, come in.
Is that you, sweet little Lizzie?
It's me, all right, Sister Fields.
My eyes don't work as well as they used to, you know. Just like my legs and arms.
Here, Priscilla, let me brush your lovely hair.
Thank you, dear. Ah, that feels good. Oh, Lizzie, it makes us so happy to know that you and John are enjoying your assignment together. Your marriage is proving that doing things Jehovah's way is always best.
You both inspired us with your good example and all your scriptural counsel. But I need your advice again.
Oh? About John?
No, about Megan and Zach.
Oh, my.
I just came from seeing her. She and Zach say such hurtful things to each other. I tried to get her to talk to the elders.
The elders have talked with her, Liz. A lot. But so far, Megan is just not applying Jehovah's principles. We'll keep trying.
But now she's talking about divorce.
Divorce? On scriptural grounds?
Not that she knows of. How can we help her?
Well, it sounds like she's desperate, all right. But we mustn't overreact. In the heat of emotion, people do and say things they later regret.
Yes, dear. Paul and I have had our disagreements now and then, too. But we learn to settle them in a friendly spirit. We learn to disagree without being disagreeable. That's one of the ways that showing love can draw you closer together.
But she says she doesn't feel love for him anymore.
True love isn't just what you feel. It's also how you act. Megan needs to act according to Jehovah's principles, especially to act unselfishly.
She asks why she can't have just a little happiness. What can I tell her?
Well, you might remind her that there's more happiness in giving than in receiving. Jesus said that, and nobody's ever proved him wrong.
Yes, dear. If Megan is willing to show Zach true love, they may still find true love. After all, many husbands have been won without a word through their wife's good conduct.
Megan needs to consider the consequences of her actions. A divorce leaves scars on children and on adults. Jehovah knows that facing and resolving painful problems does less damage than giving up on a marriage. And that's why the Bible tells mates to stick together.
I just hope Megan will listen to the elders. And to you, Lizzie. You're not older than she is, but you're stronger in the truth. Maybe you can recall her to her senses to love her husband and her children. You never know. You could help her to save her whole family.
Keep appealing to her faith in Jehovah, Liz. Love is from Jehovah. God is love. Doing things His way is the only thing that got us through the tough times.
Tough times? What kind of tough times did you have?
Oh, don't get him started. I'm making it tough on him right now.
How about all the times you had to take care of me?
When was that?
Well, the time I'm thinking of was nearly 50 years ago now.
Uh-oh, that story again. Here we go. Make sure you get the details straight this time. He always leaves out the most important parts.
Well, we were way out on our pioneer assignment, far from civilization.
We were basically newlyweds. I remember our little house.
We had hardly any money.
I couldn't even afford a new dress.
There was no secular work anywhere.
But we knew that people needed to hear the truth.
We had this old car.
It was a tin bucket with 4 wheels, that's what it was.
We put gas in it only if donations were generous.
And when they gave us something besides vegetables and live chickens.
And then I got some tropical disease.
A nurse at the clinic out there told me that Paul was dying, that he would be gone in a few hours.
I was too weak to know how bad off I was.
I asked why he was dying, and she said, God is taking him.
Finally, they told Priscilla all his water has run out.
So I said, let's put the water back in.
She's always got good ideas.
They came up with some glucose solution.
All I remember was this huge needle.
And they started to give Paul fluids intravenously.
I started to perk up after a few days.
You thought you were better. I had to convince you to fly out for more medical help.
Good thing I listened to her. Well, for the next 6 months, Priscilla nursed me back to health. After I got better, we were in the circuit work for 9 years.
Until his mom got sick. We cared for her for 2 years until she went to sleep, the dear soul.
Then we got back into full-time service.
Wow. What kept you going through all of that?
I think you mean what kept us from throwing in the towel, right? I'll tell you. We always looked at each other the way Jehovah wants us to, as partners for life. Through all our ups and downs, we were a team.
And the longer we've been together, the closer we've become. Caring for each other has never felt like a burden. We were so young.
You're both still young.
I'm afraid mirrors don't lie, Lizzie. We're a little different now.
Speak for yourself. You can outwalk me in service now, but just wait until I get my legs back in the new world. I'll show you.
Oh, Priscilla, you'll never get old. Neither of you will.
You're so sweet, Lizzie. But you know, our love isn't the same as it was back then.
It's not?
No, it's deeper and better.
Yes. We thank Jehovah every day for each other.
Be careful, you old romantic. You'll stick your finger again.
That's the rose he picked for you.
It's a little frail and faded now, but it will always be beautiful to me.
And you will always be beautiful to me. He vowed before Jehovah to love her from the heart. What God has yoked together, let no man put apart.
I wish Megan could see you now. Maybe it would help her.
Don't underestimate the power of your words, Lizzie. You may already have helped her.
Hello, Liz. Come in and sit down, if you can stand the chaos.
Oh, is this?
Christy.
She's adorable.
I just got her to sleep.
How are you doing, Meg?
Better than the other day, I guess.
That's good.
But I still think that any couple who argues the way we do shouldn't be together.
Megan...
I should have listened to you about Zach when we were in school. You were right to dump him. That's what I need to do now.
Megan, you might not be able to change Zach, but maybe you can begin to feel love in your relationship again, if you're willing to make some changes.
I already told him he has to move out. I'm sick of this whole rotten marriage. I can never be happy with Zach. I've given up on him.
Don't give up on Jehovah. He knows that sticking it out brings less grief than an unscriptural divorce. And what about your children? Divorce is their worst nightmare. Do you really want to inflict those wounds on them?
I don't care. I just want out.
Megan, please. You're a Christian. Show your faith. Do things Jehovah's way. Even if only you show true love, principled, unselfish love, you'll be part of the solution rather than the problem. You'll give Jehovah something to bless. Wife, how do you know but that you will save your husband? True love is strong, Megan. Stronger even than death. Come on, Megan. You can do it. Show true love. For Jehovah. And for your family. If you do, Jehovah will make things better. Come with me.
Where are you taking me?
To somewhere you've never been.
I can't leave the baby.
You don't have to. Every day, we look at ourselves in the mirror. When we see imperfections, we do something about them, if we can. Now, look at yourself spiritually and ask, am I the person I want to be? That Jehovah wants me to be? Have I really tried to do things His way? Years from now, what will be the consequences of my actions? Jehovah's word is like this mirror. Well, what does it say about divorce? Have you thought about that? Can you see?
I don't want to see. I'm done. I just want my divorce.
Meg, I have to go. You've already made one mistake, Megan. Do you really want to make another one?
Hey man, it's getting late. I mean, I've got no place I need to be. But shouldn't you be home with your family?
The longer I can stay away from that woman, the better.
Whoa, what's that all about?
She's got an acid tongue, just like her mother.
You should have seen that coming.
Yeah, but now she's always on my case about something or other.
Like what?
Why don't you come to meetings? How come you're never around? She just won't give it a rest.
Well, she's right about your never being around.
Yeah? That's because I can take only so much of her cutting remarks and ugly moods. That's why I stay at work or play ball.
Come on, man. You were into sports way before you met her. Not to mention being into making money.
She's always glad to get the things money buys. But then she's still not happy.
Why not?
She says, I don't want your lousy money. I want you.
Hey, man. She's telling you the problem. What you need to do is start listening.
Well, anyway, it looks like I may be having even more time for sports pretty soon.
Why? Are you going to start working normal hours for a change?
No, she told me she wants me to move out.
What? Move out? And what did you say?
What could I say?
Like maybe, can we talk about this? Or, I'm sorry? You can't always go blaming other people.
It's too late. She already hired a lawyer.
I thought Jehovah's Witnesses didn't believe in divorce.
I'm not a witness.
What?
I never got baptized.
Why not?
I don't know. I guess I'm afraid of the responsibility.
Responsibility? You didn't hold back from getting a driver's license because you were afraid of the responsibility.
Yeah, but this is different. You have to give it your whole life. I know I should, but I've still got other things I want to do.
Man, you need to grow up and decide what's most important to you. And what about your kids?
I don't know. I guess that'll have to get sorted out too.
Man, this all sounds like a lose-lose situation to me.
Well, If I wind up leaving, can I bunk in with you for a while?
I guess so. But remember, at my place, it's still bring your own beer.
Okay. You got time to go another 15 points?
Sure. Not a problem for me. Like I said, I've got things under control. But when are you going to get a grip on your life? You know something, Zach? You were a lot happier when you were going to your meetings.
Yes, that's right. Thank you. Sorry to have bothered you. Where will you go?
I don't know. Maybe to Rod's place.
I thought maybe you'd...
You thought what? What do you care?
I called the lawyer.
What for? He's just gonna want more money.
I called him to cancel the divorce.
What? I thought we were decided about this. Are we getting a divorce or not?
Is that what you really want?
You're the one who wanted it. Stop jerking me around and just tell me what you want.
I'm tired, Zach. Tired of fighting. I want things to change.
It's not gonna happen.
Why can't it?
How can we change? We're two extremes. We're never gonna mesh.
Never? Why can't we?
Look, it's like I'm playing football and you're playing tennis, and neither of us has any idea what the rules are.
How did we get this way?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Zach, I don't want us to be this way.
Well, what do you want? Give me a clue.
I want you.
Only if I'm baptized, right?
No, Zach. That has to be because you know it's right. Because you want to do it for Jehovah.
Even Rod says I was happier when I was going to meetings. So, what are you suggesting we do?
Can we try just being husband and wife?
How? What do you want?
I want you to talk to me. I want you to know me.
I'm not much of a talker. I'm just like my dad. But it might help if once in a while you'd show a quiet and mild spirit.
Right, so you think then you could just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What were you looking at in the photo album?
This?
What? That one? On top of the water tower?
I thought you were brave.
That wasn't brave. That was immature.
Maybe we were both immature, Zach. Thinking we could rush into marriage. Now I see it takes a lot to make a marriage work. It takes true love. Zach, I've been thinking a lot. About us. About the children.
I care about the kids too, you know.
Zach, I don't want our marriage to end. I don't want to give up on us. I don't want to give up on Jehovah. I want to do things Jehovah's way. I want to try showing love. True love. Dear Liz, I wanted you to know that I started applying your advice. Zach and I don't argue nearly as much, and he spends more time with me and the kids now. It's still not easy, but Jehovah is making things better. Of course, life would have been different if I had done things Jehovah's way from the beginning. Still, I want to thank you for never giving up on me. I will always treasure our friendship and always see you and John as an example of true love.
What a heart-stirring presentation. Thank you, Brother Stauffer, and all those who assisted you in presenting the drama.